Morning to all of you. Welcome to the Namaste Village morning session. It is great to have you. And before you say anything else, I'm going to bring something up on the screen so we can share in our morning opening. So join me, please, in saying, my soul has but one goal. Hold on. Could everybody on Zoom please make sure you're muted because it changes the timing of it. Everybody on Zoom, just stay muted. Here we go. My soul has but one goal, to awaken to the truth that is forever true. My heart has but one desire, to remember the passion of infinite bliss. My mind has but one focus, to embrace the reality that is forever real. I choose to awaken to infinite love that is my source. I give everything to this love, just as it has given everything to me. I am awake now. How is everyone today? How feels everyone today? There you go. Now, for those of you who didn't listen to me on Zoom, I have to mute you all. Awake and ready. That's it right there. You ready to be awake? Yes. Yeah, okay. We'll accept that. That's one of the answers. This is a multiple choice question, and every answer is correct. That's the good thing about it. And every answer is wrong at the same time. That's kind of the direction we're going to go with today's session. You know, there is a poem that most of you, if not all of you, know from Rumi. The one very small section says, out beyond all ideas of right and wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Out beyond every concept that there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Out beyond every idea that you could be wrong about anything, or that you're right about everything. All of these concepts that we hold in our mind, which are ultimately given one purpose. They're given this purpose by the mind to limit your ascension beyond into the explosion of infinite grace. Wasn't that the line I said a couple of days ago, Kara? We were walking on the beach a couple of days ago, and just that the feeling of an explosion of infinite grace enveloped us. And that's that state of consciousness that is beyond all of those ideas, that rests firmly in that field where all of those ideas that there's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way to do it, I could mess this up, just drop away. And I'm left resting in that perfect state of being, which is the same as the perfect state of non-being. Does that make any sense? No. Not perceptually. It makes no sense perceptually, the idea that a state of being, true being, could be the exact same thing as a state of perfect non-being. Does not make sense perceptually, but the whole point is to step beyond perception into that field that Rumi talked about, where it's all the same. So, that being said, I want to share a little section from the Master Teacher Within, just one paragraph that I think will bring this right into focus. Here it is. The acknowledgement that you're never right about anything is the first step toward realizing that you're always right about everything. Listen to that one more time. The acknowledgement, you acknowledging that you're never right about anything, is the first step toward you realizing that you're always right about everything. Once again, that may not make much sense perceptually, and that's the point. Because these are like cones, like Buddhist cones that are meant to interrupt. They're meant to sneak in and interrupt a particular thought pattern of what? Right and wrong doing, being opposed, being different. And a cone like that will enter in, and the mind, the egoic mind, will shudder for just a moment and say, what? How is that possible? Well, to you, it's not. To you who struggle within the perceptual mind, it's not possible. That's what it is. But when you finally release and rest and allow, suddenly it falls into place. So once again, the acknowledgement that you're never right about anything is the first step toward realizing that you're always right about everything. Does this sound impossible? To your perceptual mind, it is the ultimate impossibility. The idea that you could be totally wrong and totally right in the same instant. But the release of the perceptual mind, the release of the perceptual mind, and all the concepts it has held dear, is what initiates you into the experience of right knowing. The release of all those concepts is what initiates you into the experience, not the concept, but the experience of right knowing. This experience, which is the only experience that truly exists, sets you firm upon the solid ground of heaven. Sets you firm upon the solid ground of heaven. Heaven's ground is solid because it is unchangeable and whole, just as you are whole now and forever.
Extremely cold this time of year in Southern Oregon, and the days were short, so we had to.
No idea where that's coming from. Hold on. I wanted to look up something here real quick that just came into my mind.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Try again. The words begin, I'll just tell you the words, and you could, some of you could probably just recite this from memory. Simply do this. This just seems so appropriate right now. Because this is that step. This is the final step, by the way. This is the only step, by the way. It's the only real step when you give everything else up. The grasping, the trying, the wanting, the hoping, and come to this place. Then you are able to simply do this. Be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is. All concepts that you have learned about the world, all images you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false, or good or bad, or every thought it judges worthy, and all the ideas of which it is ashamed. Hold onto nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has ever taught, nor one belief that you've ever learned before from anything. Forget this world. Forget Namaste Village and come with holy, empty hands unto your God. Come with holy, empty hands. That's that step beyond all ideas of right and wrongdoing. You notice how Rumi talks about them as ideas, not real things. If it was a reality, if it was a true experience, there would be no need to step beyond anything because you would be in reality, not an imaginary illusion of what you believe to be reality, which is really the manifestation of a hiding place that you've chosen to avoid the truth of who you are now and have always been. But Ali Ali, I'm free. You can hide no more. You know, I love to play hide and seek with my granddaughter. It's her favorite game. Even at 7, she loves to play hide and seek. We used to play out here in the garden. She would just hide and I would pretend like I couldn't see her. Well, she's a lot better at hiding now, especially back in Portland at her house. She knows every little corner. She knows every little spot. And so when she hides and I look for her and I can't find her, I'll have to say, make a sound. And she'll go, boop. And I'll try and hone in. Sometimes I will, sometimes I'll have to say, make another sound. And she'll make another noise. And I'll zero in slowly on where she's been hiding. And with delight, she realizes she's been found. It's the same with you. You're making a sound right now because you hid so well. Now, the truth is, in reality, you were never really hiding. You were never really lost. The divine within you was hiding right next to you. But you make a sound, which is it's time to come out. It's time to be revealed. It's time to be known with a capital K. And so that's what this world is. This world has been nothing but a very elaborate hiding place. And what I mean by that is the world of the perceptual mind, not the world, the physical world, the flowers. I'm talking about the world that you created in your mind to hide from the reality that has always been real within you. Because you're afraid for some reason that reality would somehow judge you. That reality would somehow find you guilty for some imaginary sin that in reality never even occurred. That's forgiveness. An imaginary sin that never really occurred doesn't need to be forgiven, right? But now you're coming into the full bright realization of that it was imaginary. You didn't really do anything. You never went anywhere. God always knew where you were hiding. God just played out the game long enough for you to experience being found. Did you hear that? Played out the idea long enough for you to realize that you've been found. You've been discovered. And here you are. Because what happens as soon as you are discovered, as soon as you realize that you have been found, the first and really only thing you're going to want to do is to join within that. Just as we join here almost every day. Every day except Saturday. You have to have one day off, holy joining. But this is where you are. This is what's happening here now. We come together to celebrate the fact that we were found, that we never went anywhere. And in that moment, we realize that the idea of never being right in anything is the exact same thing when we fully receive that as being fully, completely right in everything. Out beyond all ideas of right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll find you there. Just take a deep breath for a moment. See if you can touch that holy, sacred place of being found, being discovered, of being welcomed home. Ali, Ali, young, come free. The game is over. Holy, sacred place. So now, dear Vicky, I'm going to turn it over to you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Brother James. Good morning, everybody. Zoom, gather, live, YouTube, everybody. Well, thanks for this experience. This has been wonderful all week, whether it was Scott or the Yogananda talk and direction has led us all into these experiences right here on the call of moving into what is right, to we are what's right, not our thinking, not our doing. All of that is all the kingdom of make believe, but we, the who we are, that is what's right. And so for me, because my world got turned upside down recently, and for all of you who have time to rest and to awaken through joy and resting and meditating and praying, that's a great treasure. I didn't realize it until I was spun back into a very active family style life. But it's been great because this is what my lessons are. This is my opportunity. And for those of you that find yourself in a busier lifestyle, what I've been trying to do and doing is using the simplest phrase. And today's workbook lesson is a great hook into it. Love created me like itself. And the phrase I'm using is simply love now. So that no matter what's going on, a lot of action with children in a household, a lot of activity, a lot of this, a lot of that. But this simple shift into that field, because it is like a field, it's like this spacious field of being. And the trigger for me has been love now. Oh, it's like as soon as I'm, moving into a new place, oh, what color to paint, with lights to buy, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Love now. Go to the field, that field, no matter how you experience it, I bet you every one of us recognizes it. Like Rumi spoke from the experience of it. And many of us at different times come into that experience of it. But whether we do or not, it doesn't hold us back. There's a recognition that that is a true experience of being. That's a true experience of what and who we are. That spaciousness, that field, that open spaciousness of love is already what we are. So every time I'm walking down the road, down the lane, down the hall in the house, and there's something to bump into or trip on, it's like, okay, our decision to be made, especially love now, just for an instant. And it's an action that happens someplace in my mind that is very simple. It's that same spot. Forget this world, forget this course, forget everything in front of me, forget any decision I think I have to make, and only right now, love now. Love is the way, it's the compass, it's the joy, it's the awakening, it's the everything. And it comes into my experience just with a nod to it, a turning to it. And that's what we're being given, to awaken through love, through joy, and it's available every instant of every day. And I catch myself because as soon as I see myself wondering, oh, what should I do here or there? Or what should I choose for this or for that? I immediately come back to love now, because I have no choices. All I want to do is recognize the unfoldment of the choices given and presented to me through me when I make way for them. Not that I have to invent them, not that I have to choose between this or that, even color paint. Choose this color, choose that color. No, let me recognize what's being given. Everything is a frequency of love, whether it's a palette of colors to choose from or places to go. I don't want to make those decisions anymore. That's the place where everything is wrong, where I've been wrong about everything. But what's right about everything is this place of love that I am. And when I turn to that and I really drop every concern, drop it all and stay there, when it's time to step into what seemed to be a decision, the unfoldment of the plan or the light or love that's expressing becomes self-evident. So we live here in time, we can live by recognition. What I'm seeing is my ego, or that thinking part, wants to jump ahead and settle it all, resolve it all quickly. And that's just part of that, of everything that's wrong. When everything that's right will recognize every next step, every choice, that's the only choice to make. That's the only choice to make. Love now. It's the same as saying we have two choices for a guide, either the thinking mind of the ego or the mind of light, of love, of the Holy Spirit. And the mind of love presents itself, gives itself when we give ourselves, when we have no other desire, not which paint to use or which dinner to make, but no other desire but love now. Then it's like, oh, it really is wondrous. I don't know how it's going to show up. Let's see. And we'll recognize it. And how wondrous is that? How joyful is that? What a way to live in celebration, to live by, oh my gosh, what a present that's been delivered. Our lives are a gift, not only to ourselves, but to the whole sonship in and out of time, because our lives have been dedicated to love now. Love now, only that infinite experience of love now, and delighting in how it might show up in a present moment, in a present moment of joining, in a present place to live, in a present brother in front of us to have tea with. However it shows up, it's the delight of love that comes from who we are, not what we do and what we think and what we say, but opening to that love now. Every choice I make is simply love now, or Holy Spirit now, Holy Instant now, any way we want to say it. It's light now, joy now. So that's it, Brother James, for today from the
All
East
right.
Coast.
Our East Coast Namaste post held down by a single bright light known as Victoria. Hey, Poppy, you are holding it strong. I love it. Thank
Doing
you.
my best, Brother James. Many mighty companions here, though. Many, many, many.
Many of them.
Thank God.
There is no truer statement than love created me like itself. That's all you need to know that. If you truly realize and embrace that you were created like love, as love, in love, every other shadow would dissipate on its own. You would need do nothing. Just bask in the radiance of that love. And isn't that what we do here? I know for those of us who live at Namaste Village, and I'm sure all of you around the world, that you're just at the point now where you bask in the radiance of that love, even when you're challenged, even when something happens that appears to pull you away from that radiance, no matter what. You're at the point now where no matter what, you are able to know with the capital K that love created you like itself. Only love. That's all. If we just stay with that and just let that be the center point, then even when we're going through challenges, we realize I'm home. And then what will you want to do? What will be the only thing that will be left to do? Join, share, radiate, come together right now. Over me, but don't boom. You didn't think I could get a Beatle reference in there, did you? What's the matter, Betty? All right, I can feel the silver coming in, so I think we'll go ahead and close it up. Let's just Ecamo flat top no. Let's take a deep breath. Would you like to share a little song to end? Okay, so
Yeah.
This should be interesting.
I'd like to take "Come Together" and change the words to make it.
Oh, he's gonna sing "Come Together" and change the words a little bit. This should be interesting. So namaste to all of you. I'm going to turn it over to our brother Scott, who is going to, oh, I can't wait to hear this. Come on in.
Come together right now. All right, so chords may not be perfect. Here comes God's grace. It's moving real quickly, 'cause it isn't it time, and it just likes to shine, and you're the wide receiver here. Don't be a believer, just be of good cheer. You need do nothing to receive all this. You just remove the stuffing that's been cluttering up your mind, and just let go and let God be. You can have your doubt, but please stay in certainty. We're one together right now. Eternity. Victoria and James just laid gospel down, and we're all around, and just love abounds. We're gonna have fun, you and me, live in heaven on earth for eternity. We're one together right now, you and me.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Only at Namaste Village. You never know what you're gonna get, right? Thanks, everybody. That was wonderful. So join me in closing by saying, Amen, 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 y punto. Adios. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Love you. See you
Love you.
tomorrow. We are one.
Bye now.
Adios.
Hi,
Love you.
Shante.